Hi, hello, happy Sabbath, and Shabbat Shalom. Well, there's not a whole lot to report here in the greenhouse. Something, it appears, went and chewed on the top of avocado seed. Didn't do anything else to it, it chewed on it. This little grapefruit is trying real hard to grow. There's the two of them, which is good. That avocado is trying somewhat to grow. That sweet potato is apparently just rotting away, making no effort whatsoever to grow. And so that carrot has died. Trying to grow some of the vegetables around here, they haven't done too well yet. Of course, the elephant garlic is trying to grow. I'll have to put more water on it. I'll water it every few days, make certain it has good ample moisture without flooding it. Other than that, trying to get a little bit of celery to grow. It's hard to grow because it doesn't like warm weather, but it's gonna try. Oh, it's got roots. Excellent. Well, I did put some rooting hormone in there. That's good. So probably what I'll do with this then is I will probably put that. We'll put it just a little further in, because once we get into hotter weather, it's going to really hurt. I wonder if that's a variegated breed, or if that's just the fact that it's stripping the chlorophyll out to have more energy. I don't know. It's a cool weather crop, usually, so I may have a hard time keeping it alive, but I'm going to try to find a place cool enough for it to be. All this stuff, no real change. Oh yeah. Mom reminded me that we got these a while back. They're a beautiful thing to keep babies in. They can't jump out. This thing they'll eventually jump out of, so we're not using it. And speaking of babies to keep in it, this week we had 2 more. Mocha finally popped, and there is Hans and Franz. Couple boys. So we got Hans and Franz there with their mama Mocha. Then we got Ginger, the dark one, has the little darker haired girl there, Snippy Snap, looking up at us. And then Sugar right there had Junior right here. Okay, Snippy Snap tomorrow has to go and have her buds done so she won't have horns. And other than that, next week Hans and Franz will go in. Yeah, the Snippy Snap. It's a baby. It's a Snippy Snap. They're so adorable to watch when they bounce around. It's a bit cold today, a little windy. I would have had a lot more done, except that yesterday I had a little round of tachycardia. And was not fun. Very painful, very tiring, left me with no energy. But, so, I'm going to get back to this later now. I'm in no pain today, thankfully. It didn't really tear me up too bad. Well, if I face this way, the wind's going to be in our mic. All the other does are looking pretty good. Mr. O'Malley's looking good. Dustin is no longer with us. He went to the butcher shop last Wednesday. So things are progressing. We got some good rain lately. Of course, the frogs apparently are not worried about the cold. Over here, the black raspberries are still in the process of unfurling for the year. And the tame thornless blackberries have not yet opened up. The irises have not yet opened up. The hyacinths are still out. This is almost their 3rd week of being open. The grape hyacinths, they had a couple flowers the other day. Yeah, they've got little bitty blossoms on them. There's 4 now. There was only 3 visible the other day, last Sabbath. Oh yeah, these up here, the hyacinths up here are still up. Again, now these were, the surprise on these was I thought they were dead for 2 years. Actually, I thought they had died and weren't coming back, and then this year they just suddenly popped up and said, "Hi, remember us?" I'm like, "Yeah, I thought you were gone." Anyhow, the phlox hasn't really done much yet. I don't know when it's supposed to start, but it's pretty much a springtime flower. Well, I don't see much of it. I need to get in here and trim all this brush out, though. I don't know. Now, you notice this cart, I got the thing running here a while ago because I had to replace the carburetor on it. And I replaced the tires and the inner tubes on it. And I've used it because there was a wall of blocks here, of course. Now, some of them are right here, and some of them are up there making a water holder. And you see I had a hard time going up the hill, made a couple notches in there, but I finally got it up there. I even took some of that down, put in there. I'm going to get in here at the tractor and pull some of this back so that I can make it where, and then I'm going to put an electrified wire around the base of this thing so I can keep the groundhogs out of the tree. And the other thing is, of course, is I'll move those blocks over there further away too. And I'm going to move all that wood and scrap out of there. Just generally make it harder for them to have anything to climb on or jump from. And eventually, like I say, I got a whole lot of other things I got to do besides that. The peach, still in the opening stages. No blossoms yet. Hopefully it'll be warm enough that we be past frost by then. It's still supposed to be down to freezing temperatures tonight. So, but yeah, we're kind of in between blossom sets for a lot of plants. But a lot of the daffodils are, the singlets are done already pretty much and all fading. The doublets are kind of midpoint. The doublets kind of, again, even between the daffodils, the doublets, the singlets, jonquils, and paperwhites, they don't just by variety open and close at different times, but in between the same variety. See, these haven't opened just yet. And there's some more hyacinths. And still probably a bit too soon to be looking for the peonies to be shooting up yet. And the cherries are still getting along there, budding. The red buds are not fully open yet, but they're opening. Over here, of course, more hyacinths, more doublets. And there's some of the paper whites that are coming out, or I think that might be the jonquil. The jonquil, I think, is this one with a little more yellow to it. So I think this is a yellow jonquil, and then the paper white is actually white instead of a pale yellow. And so they'll probably come up a little later. And then, of course, as we know, the surprise lilies will go back under and then pop up with a flower later in the year. And see, these daffodils over here, they're holding their flower heads a lot longer. They're holding on, and there are some, I think, yellow jonquils in there too. It's kind of hard to tell sometimes one from another. For me, anyway. An expert would know immediately, but I'm no expert. But yeah, we got a little rain a couple days back. We've been getting pretty decent periodic rain lately, and so I'm really encouraged that it's going to bring a lot of good spring growth. Pretty much over here, other than a couple animal tracks, nothing's really changed over here very much. Just the same old. Haven't been working over here. I mean, I did grab a little sheet metal from over there for the roofing, but that's not a big change there. No changes in the shop at all. Again, the elephant garlic and the onions over here are just kind of biding their time till I can put them in somewhere better. Just kind of hanging on for dear life. But I propagated them as much as I can. The deer eat them when they're young or something. I don't know if it's the deer, but I see hoof prints crawling all up and down in here a lot of times. So I don't know if they like onions or not. I've got grapevines that I need to be strapping up to trellises, and I haven't done that yet. And those flowers up there are pretty near done. Been sifting through my boards over there, getting out certain boards for certain applications, because I'm using the scrappy boards for what I'm doing right now. And then if I ever have to rebuild it, I'll just rebuild it underneath with by literally adding good boards to the existing layout. People say, well, that doesn't make no sense. Why are you going to do that? Because it's a lot easier than tearing it down. Because if I go in there and tear it all down, then I got to put it all back up and go through the same garbage all over again. Whereas if I lower it down intact in its presently finished condition that I plan on having it, then I want to come in later and improve it. I just literally laminate over it with more timber. Just stick bigger, stronger timber in besides the little flimsier timber, and I'm done. It'll work in this particular situation. Might not work in every situation, but it'll work in my situation. And it'll save me a lot of time and effort. Somebody say, yeah, but you'll have twice as much timber and everything. Well, that's fine. I was going to have more timber in it anyhow, so that ain't even a problem for me. It was part of the plan all along. So yeah, these are they're broken over from their own weight, or from the weight of the wind, or from the weight of the rainfall filling them up. I don't know, but they go all the way down to here. But they're a couple different varieties, and not to be mistaken for the garlic grass. The wild garlic grass grows in here, but it never gets this tall, and of course it doesn't. That right there is pretty sure it's wild garlic grass. I can pinch off a piece of it and check. Yeah, that's garlic grass. This stuff is odorless. It looks almost the same. You know, they have the leaves the same general color, and they have the same twist to them as they grow. And they seem to like the same soil, and they're both bulbs. But garlic grass is edible. The daffodils are poisonous. And the garlic grass, you can smell the garlicky odor in it. And the daffodils, you don't smell anything in the leaf. In fact, their flowers don't even have much fragrance. So really no change down here. Again, I still plan on building this out. That hasn't changed. It just hasn't been done yet. But the plan stays the same. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Not really a whole lot of new things to report this week. Like I say, I got a couple new babies, and I got a little more work done on my barn, but that wasn't a whole lot of change. But alright, well, that'll be it for this report, and we'll see you next Sabbath.